Yeah, so I know it's been quite a while since I did any follow-up video on any of the cage part 2 install, but been a lot going on, so here's a little continuation of it. So this is the B-pillar plate where it comes down through the floor. Now I need to tie in to my frame there, or frame stiffeners that I made. So I got this little piece here. It's some scrap that I had laying around, 250 wall, DOM. Got that cut and notch there to where I can weld it solid to the frame stiffener, and then get a nice bead all the way around on this plate. That way that B-pillar's nice and solid tied in there. Shouldn't go anywhere, at least hope not. So let me get this cleaned up. It's kind of rough cut right now, but we'll get it cleaned up and then make another one for the other side, and then get them tacked in there. I'm going to take off this plate so that way I can get a good solid weld all the way around this, and had to notch out this piece right here just so it goes up just like so. Okay. Yeah, like that. That way I can get a weld up in here as well. So yep, we'll get it cleaned up and fit up a little better, tacked in, and then do a solid weld all the way around there. Have to clean off the frame here as well. So yep, time for another one. Okay, now I got both of them cut out, raw cut. Check out my fitment here. Don't mind my little loose bolt there. We'll address that once I get it all tied in here. So this is the passenger side. So a little touch up here and there. Get it all cleaned up, tack it in there, and then or tack it onto this plate. This plate. Tack it on there, then I'll take all this off so I can weld it over on the table. Get a whole lot better weld on it. And here's the other side. So I think that's gonna, of course, get it all centered up there, but I think that's going to end up turning out pretty sweet. Be a whole lot more stable, that's for sure. Yep, get them cleaned up, ready to weld. Get out of here. Ah! Notice I'm going to put a, oops, hit the camera. Notice I'm putting a little slight beveled edge on here just to try to give, well, a little bit better penetration on this thick tubing. Hopefully, I don't know if it helps or not, but hopefully it should. And I did the same thing on this side. This side will be the side that's welding up to the frame stiffener. Come on, focus. I don't want to focus, but yep, that'll be the side welding up to the frame stiffener. So try to give it a little bevel just to help it out, a little penetration wise as well. Yep, on to the next. tube a little bit better. But you can see the camera in here. There's where I'm going to be touching it on the frame. Got the plate all cleaned up here. A little better camera angle here. There we go. So it'll be just tying it in right there. Nice little tie-in. Trying to make it nice and solid. Okay, now that we got our little tie-in tube here all cleaned up, looks a lot better. Let's go ahead and get her tacked in to that plate coming down through the floor. Mind you, that plate is something that Welder D provides with their cage kit. So, a lot of good stuff with their kit if you're looking for anything. Center. So, journey with me here. Bear with me. Camera skills are subpar, but that's how it'll be. And that right there is not even really a gap. That's just where I got the bevel. A tiny, tiny gap. That's where I got the bevel at. And we'll be tying in right there to the frame. Again, that's the bevel. So I have a pretty good penetrating weld. Got to get this thing all solid. We'll go ahead and get the other side prepped real quick, then we'll pull them both off at the same time. Weld the tubing to the plate. And then go from there. For a little ride in here. Show you what kind of mess this is. So eventually I'm going to get new carpet for in here, but that's a big reason why you don't want to depend on just tying this through the floorboard. I had it like that just for a temporary deal till I could get some outriggers built for it. But yeah, especially on these old XJs. Man, floors are not so bueno. So these bolts are pretty hard to get to. You can see on that side over there, I do got the carpet kind of cut around where this little junction's at, where it ties in. Let's see in there. So, gotta get it pulled out here where I can get access. Oh, sorry. Trying to hold the flashlight with my mouth. So I can get access to the bolt that's back in there. Where's that? Now you can barely see the head of it. But, yeah. Trying to avoid pulling all these panels again. But, yeah. So, take me a few minutes. We'll get that little outrigger off there and get her welded up.
Yeah, buddy. Sweet. Guy out to here without breaking my tacks. Come on now. There you go. Persuasion. There we go. Now we'll be able to weld that little puppy all the way around there. Had to fill in a little gap there, but that's all right. Get it welded up and then good to go. Prettiest, I've done better, but it's been a little while since I welded anything. Actually was just thinking about it. Before I get too carried away, I'll let this thing cool off a little bit. Clean up all this surface and everything. Spray some paint on it. Try to help prevent a little bit of rust. But I think she'll tie in pretty good. Look pretty decent up in there. So, yep. We'll go ahead and pull the other side off, get it welded, and let them both cool together, and then we'll paint them together. good surface metal to weld to, welding it onto the stiffener. Now let it cool. The prettiest, but see, we went ahead and sandwiched that plate all the way down. That way, it's not dependent on just the threads of the bolt or whatever. But got that dude welded in there to the frame itself, or stiffener. You know, XJs don't have frames, but little outrigger dude there, so should be a little more stable at least. So it cooled off a little bit, we'll get some paint on that as well. Hopefully I got that top side good enough. But yep, that's what she's gonna look like. Get that other side done real quick. But once again, you know, not my best work, not the prettiest, but if any of you weld on underneath the vehicle, you know it's a little tricky, hard to get comfortable, but she saw it in there. Definitely got up good on the top side that time for sure, I know. Once again, got that plate sandwiched up there all the way. So, let both these sides cool down a little bit. Put a little paint on it. Finally have my B-pillar all nice and tied in. Alright, so let everything cool off a little bit. Got some paint thrown on there. Once again, those welds on the frame are not the prettiest, but that is 3/16 steel. Plate steel that I've been at for the what do you call them, stiffeners. So it's got a good solid mount there, and then of course this being sandwiched all the way up to the plate that's also provided by Welder D in their cage kit. So I'll take a look at the other side real quick. Get it all painted up. Some runs in the paint, but whatever. They'll get rubbed off by rocks. So another thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna end up cutting these little dudes off, trimming them down. Sorry for the focus on this thing. I'm gonna trim these little dudes off. That way they don't catch on rocks and all that good fun stuff. Eventually, I want to try to tie a boat side in from here down to the bottom of my stiffeners, but that'll be in due time.
Next up on the list is try to get me a skid plate under here. So I quit smashing my transfer case and my muffler. Brand new muffler, and beating it up right there. But yep, that'll be next on the agenda. So stay tuned.